Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we're going to be showcasing to you one of our newest bosses in the Garden of Eyes Overhaul mod. If you don't know already, the mod adds hundreds of new weapons, armor, spells, new bosses, new areas, and there is a lot of exciting things coming very soon. So check out the playlist if you are interested in seeing more of the mod, but in today's video we're going to be showcasing one of our new bosses, Astel, the Nebula of Chaos. Now, this boss is a reimagination of beloved fan favorite Bloodborne boss fight, which is the Orphan of Kos. And in attempting to recontextualize it for our setting, multiple design decisions had to be taken. First of all, in terms of the actual design, we have completely changed the way that Orphan of Kos looks. We have kept the core design of the Orphan, but we have implemented and integrated the design language of Astel, and we have completely redesigned this weapon to be also fitting with the theme of Astel. As you can see, now he has the wings, the skull, the nebula of stars on the weapon and on the chest and all of that, which I think is really fitting for quote-unquote baby Astel. Now, in terms of gameplay, firstly, this is the first time we've implemented a universal warp system across all of his animations. What this effectively means is that every single one of his attacks has a duplicate that can warp him close to the player if he is out of range of said move. This creates interesting dynamics, where every attack is now a gap closer, and every gap closer can now act as a melee attack. When implementing a system such as this, we had to ensure that we alleviated some of the oppression the boss can exert on the player. Thus, we've increased the recovery on a multitude of the animations and aptly redesigned the attack chains in order for them to fit this new philosophy. Alternatively, we have also added a plethora of subsystems to the fight which affect the way the players can interact with it accordingly. So above 50% HP, Astel Nebula of Chaos has the ability to empower some of his attacks, which will leave behind a trail of timed explosive projectiles the way Astel does, but slightly more delayed than Astel's in order to allow for more counterplay. Similarly, above 50% HP, he will also create gravity AoEs on every melee slam that he does without teleporting. What this effectively means is that the boss has to pick between using his energy to either imbue the attack with an AoE or teleport, with a couple of exceptions. However, once the boss reaches a certain HP threshold signaled by the first occurrence of his laser barrage attack, another system kicks into play where his previously timed explosive projectiles are now permanently left behind him whenever he teleports, meaning that all of the teleport attacks force backward rolls as opposed to forward ones. This synchronicity in his power heralds the latter half of the fight and is a last Hail Mary. And another addition to the boss fight is the redesign of his thrown projectiles. Here, they are gravity spheres that can grab the player into a gravitational field. This field isn't damaging in and of itself, but it acts as a setup for one of the attacks you really don't want to see, his Meteor Storm. These interdimensional meteors, unhindered by terrain, will orbit around the player for a set duration and will be extremely difficult to deal with. In reality, the counterplay here is not allowing the boss to grab you, but we still wanted to allow players a chance to get away with it in making the grab act as a setup for a much more threatening attack. This Meteor Storm can similarly happen as a follow-up to the player getting grabbed by his Black Hole Summon attack, his zoning attack in the vein of Mog's Blood Shower or Godric's Storm Stomp. In this case, he creates a short-lived black hole that sucks the players inside of it. The main desire we had in redesigning Orphan of Kos was to properly showcase his chaotic nature, while also putting our own spin to it and keeping it as fair as realistically possible in spite of its difficulty. This boss and many of our new boss fights like the Overhaul Renala, the Odin, the Cambria, the new Crucible Knights, the new Godskin Duo, which are the Godskin Dragon Slayer and Executioner, and much more are now available in the Garden of Eyes Overhaul mod. And make sure you are subscribed because we are going to be revealing one of the biggest projects that were done in the history of modding Souls. So make sure to subscribe for our channel, and if you want to get early access to the mod, which you can play all of the stuff we showed right now, make sure to subscribe to our Patreon, which really helps support the team and support the development of the mod. And yeah, hope you all enjoy, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.